Every animal is capable of displaying their emotions through either vocalization, body language, or both. Dogs, including German Shepherds, are the same, and may either vocalize with barking or with their body language to communicate how they're feeling. In this video, we'll do our best to assist you in understanding what your German Shepherd is trying to let you know with their body language. Number 1. The eyes are the window to the soul, and are incredibly good at showing emotions, even in German Shepherds. Understanding if their eyes look stressed, anxious, or potentially like they're ready to attack can give you the ability to fix a stressful situation for the dog. Squinting and slow blinking can mean that your dog is hungry for your attention, or it may mean that they're trying to relax or trying to get others around them to relax. If your German Shepherd is staring intensely and focusing hard, it may be the only real warning that you'll get before the dog attacks to bite. Whale eyes are what happens when your German Shepherd is looking in a different direction than the one in which their head is pointed, and is an indication of them being stressed, afraid, or feeling anxious. If your dog's eyes dilate in a brightly lit environment, then this could actually be a sign that they're stressed, anxious, or overly aroused. And if this happens frequently, it may be a sign of a medical issue. Although it might look like your dog is just checking out their surroundings, if your dog's eyes are quickly darting around, this is a bit beyond that. Darting eyes are a sign of stress, and this will most likely occur in a new or unfamiliar environment like the vet's office or when you take them for a walk in a new place. The ears are the next area to focus on. GSDs were bred to have an acute auditory sense in order to stay alert when guarding herds and properties. German Shepherd ears are large and rigid so that they allow for maximum sensitivity to even the most subtle of noises, and their unique shape will make it easier to notice even the most subtle cue of how your dog feels. If your dog's ears are forward, this is a sign of alertness and listening intensely, and that your dog is feeling confident, which is great. If your dog's ears are pinned backwards, it's a sign that your dog is fearful or anxious. If your dog's ears seem to be relaxed, then it's exactly how it looks. They're calm and relaxed. And when your German Shepherd's ears are tilted in different directions, they're actually listening to multiple different sounds all at once. Number 3. Dogs' mouths and tails are two of the most common ways to tell how a dog feels, as these are often the most expressive. A German Shepherd with their mouth open can signify that they're either stressed or relaxed. If you notice that your dog's mouth has gone from closed to open, this can be an indicator of possible stress. Listen closely and look around to see if there's anything around that could be causing stress to your dog. The general assumption about panting is that dogs only do it when they're hot or when recovering from exercise. But if your dog is panting and there are no external reasons like heat or exertion, then this can be a sign of stress, over-arousal, or excitement. If this is the case, then there will probably be some drooling too. If you hear your dog huffing or sighing, this is most likely after a stressful event and will represent a sigh of relief. If your dog snarls or if they raise their lip, then this is a sign they're feeling unsettled or uncomfortable. It's essentially a warning to back off and give them some space. Yawning can mean a selection of things for German Shepherds. They'll yawn when they're tired or when their bodies need more oxygen, but yawns can also be a sign of stress, conflict, and anxiety, where the yawn may be signaling they're starting to find things a bit overwhelming. Lip licking and tongue flicking can also be a sign of stress, and may also be signaling you to give them some space. Dogs also lick for appeasement. This is simply your dog trying to let you know that they want you to accept them and bond together. Number 4. Your German Shepherd's fur can also display indicators of how they're feeling. While we all know that German Shepherds shed a lot, there are cases when they're shedding much more than they should, and is usually the case when they're experiencing stress or fear. A good example of this can be seen all over the veterinarian's office. You'll probably have noticed that your dog has shed an obscene amount of fur all over the place while your vet is checking them out. This is simply because they're stressed out. Dander, or dandruff, is another thing to pay attention to. If the dander on your dog is related to stress, then it'll occur suddenly, much like stress-related shedding. When your GSD has fur standing on end, this is called piloerection, or hackles. While we most often assume this is a heightened state of aggression, it can also occur if the dog is afraid, or if they're aroused. Number 5. When trying to find out how your German Shepherd is feeling by checking out their tail, make sure to focus on the base of the tail, not the tip or middle. Although tail wagging typically demonstrates happiness, it can also be a sign of stress in different situations. If their tail is positioned high, it could signal aggression, arousal, an eagerness to play, or an eagerness to breed. Low-hanging tails typically indicate relaxation. In this situation, you'll generally notice that your dog's entire body and demeanor is relaxed. The majority of times in German Shepherds, a tucked tail is an indicator that they're feeling afraid, submissive, or just generally uncomfortable with the situation or surroundings. The deeper that the tail is hooked under the dog's belly, the more intense fear, submission, or discomfort your dog feels. A slowly wagging tail is generally a sign of calmness. However, it can also indicate fear in some instances. The middle position tail is similar to this, as both can indicate that the dog is not sure about the situation or can be bordering on feeling afraid. A fast wagging tail can also mean a variation of things, like arousal, aggression, or a hunger to have playtime. The sudden stop of a wagging tail is a cue to pay close attention and is a key notifier that there is a sudden change in how your dog feels. Thanks for joining us today. Feel free to subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.